Welcome to Miss Ideal Girl, the headquarters for love, sex, and everything in between. If you have ever felt confused about love, curious about intimacy, stuck in a relationship, healing from heartbreak, or just trying to understand yourself a little better, this is your place. On this podcast, we talk about the real stuff. The feelings, the questions, the fears, the chemistry, the boundaries, and the truths that shape our relationships and our lives. Every episode is here to help you think deeper, feel seen, and navigate love and intimacy with more clarity, confidence, and honesty. Let's get into today's topic. The version of you that existed before. This one is the quietest loss of all, and the one people notice last. You do not lose yourself all at once. It happens in small adjustments. You stop talking about a certain topic because it always starts a fight. You stop seeing a particular friend because it causes tension. You stop wearing something, saying something, or wanting something because managing their reaction costs more than it is worth. You call it compromise. You call it being mature. But one day you look in the mirror and you do not fully recognize the person looking back. Not because something terrible happened. Because 100 small things happened and you kept choosing peace over yourself until there was very little self left to choose. The painful truth is that this version of you is gone. You cannot simply go back and reclaim it. What you have to do is build a new version forward. One that remembers what was given up and makes different choices going forward. That is not impossible, but it takes time and distance. And sometimes the hardest part is admitting that the relationship required you to disappear in order to survive. That is not a relationship. That is a slow erasure. The point is not that love is hopeless. It is not. The point is that some things are genuinely gone. And calling them gone is not giving up. It is seeing clearly. It is choosing yourself when staying would cost you the last of what is real. You deserve a love that does not require you to lose things that cannot be recovered. That is not too much to ask. That is the entire point. People talk a lot about fighting for love, about staying, about choosing each other through the hard parts. And sometimes that is the right thing to do. But sometimes what you are fighting for is already gone. You just have not let yourself say it yet. There are things that leave a relationship quietly. No argument. No announcement. They simply stop existing. And no amount of effort, patience, or love brings them back. Here are 3 of them. Trust after a real betrayal. Not every mistake destroys trust. Couples recover from arguments, misunderstandings, and bad seasons all the time. But there is a different kind of betrayal. The kind that changes the picture entirely. The kind where you find out the person you were building a life with was living a different story behind yours. After that, something shifts in your body. Not just your heart. Your body. You stop sleeping deeply next to them. You check things you never used to check. You replay conversations looking for the lie you missed. You smile at them and feel nothing where warmth used to be. People say trust can be rebuilt. And technically, yes. You can create a version of the relationship where you choose to stay and manage the doubt, where you decide to move forward. But you cannot rebuild the original thing. The quiet certainty. The feeling of being safe with someone without having to work at it. What you rebuild is always different. Conscious. Effortful. Watched. Some people can live in that and call it healed. Many cannot. And both are honest responses to the same loss. Respect. Once contempt has entered the room. Anger is not the problem. Couples who fight passionately can still have deep respect for each other. Contempt is different. Contempt is the eye roll when you speak. The tone communicates that you are small and they are tired of pretending otherwise. The way they talk about you in front of others. The face they make when you cry. Researchers who study relationships say contempt is the single strongest predictor of a relationship ending. Not conflict. Not distance. Contempt. Because contempt says something underneath the words. It says, I have decided you are beneath me. Once you see it clearly, you cannot unsee it. You start to hear it in everything. The joke that was not really a joke. The dismissal dressed up as advice. The silence communicates that you are not worth the energy of a real response. You can apologize for anger. You can repair from a distance. But you cannot undo contempt with an apology. Because contempt is not a behavior. It is a belief.